super excited to introduce Amelia here. She is the co-owner of Level Up Strength Society and a personal trainer who really focuses and believes in body positivity and focusing on strength and performance. And I know Amelia personally, and she really does. And her husband, Alberto, run Level Up Strength Society online. So these are online programs, and they're out of the Portland area. And they're doing all this. They have a 6-year-old son. And Amelia right now, she's pregnant.
Sure am. Yep. Coming.
So what got you into strength training, first of all?
Yeah. So my journey's a little bit different. So I didn't start out as somebody who was into sports or anything like that. I did some things when I was younger. But in my later teens, I didn't really do anything. And I got into that kind of cultural thing where you want to be smaller and you want to be skinny, you want to look like the models in the magazines. And I got into things, running and spin. And what got me into strength training was actually Alberto, my husband. So I met him and he was a trainer and he got me into it. And I just fell in love with the feeling of being strong. It was so empowering rather than always trying to be less and smaller.
I love that. And what do you feel like women, let's focus on women's misconception about strength training?
Yeah, absolutely. So women think that they're going to get bulky. They think that they're going to look like She-Hulk, and they're not.
Or like She-Ra.
There you go. Right. So that's the biggest misconception that I see. I think the second misconception is that it's a very kind of male-centric thing. They're intimidated by it, or that it's either boring or too hard. Mm-hmm. But all of those things are definitely not true.
Well, I can definitely understand the being intimidated, right? Because I'm a woman and going to the gym and not knowing which weights to use, and you see the racks. So this is what I love about your online program is then, so how does that work for people who, let's say, do they go to the gym or who do have the insecurities of being in the gym?
Yeah, so we have a couple different options. My best suggestion is, if you feel intimidated, number one is to always have a plan, right? If you're just walking in there without a plan, then all of your mental talk is going to get the best of you and you're going to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you're going to do 2 things and then you leave, right? Yeah. So go in with a plan. So we have app-based online workout programs that you can just get and do it on your own, but it gives you that plan to follow. The next best thing is to have a workout partner, right? So somebody who wants to do it with you. So then you have that person as your security blanket, and it helps as an accountability partner. And then really what I think as the best thing is to, I'm obviously biased, but hire a personal trainer, at least for a time, right? Somebody who can get you acclimated, who can get you familiar with everything so you don't feel so intimidated. Because once you're there, you're going to realize that there are some gyms that are a little bit more, intimidating, but most of your big box gyms are very approachable. Everybody's going to be very nice. They're going to chat with you. They're very friendly. So there's nothing to be intimidated once you get used to it.
I imagine that most women, this is just could be just me, but really are focusing on butt, hips, legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe triceps.
Right. Maybe some shoulders, Yeah.
Whole body. Yeah. So what are some things that you suggest that women can do who do want to get fitter and stronger? And what do you suggest?
Yeah. So definitely for that shape is strength training. A lot of the time we want to change how our body looks, and we think about cardio, which cardio has its benefits, but you create that shape through muscle, right? If you're just going to go and, lose a bunch of weight and you don't have any muscle to create shape under it, you're not going to end up with the result that you want. So definitely sticking with strength training. All right. And focusing on performance, focusing on the fun goals, not just focusing on how you look as your goals. I know those are always goals and I get it, right? But, instead of saying okay, I want a more shapely butt, right? And then what exercises do I have to do that? Think about, okay, well, how many, like maybe, this time I go to the gym, I can do 20 hip thrusts at, this weight. Maybe next time I can do 20 reps at a heavier weight, right? So,
Okay.
or that I can do the same weight for more reps, or
I guess
wanting
it's more empowering.
Yeah, it's absolutely more empowering. It's having a more of a growth mindset rather than that, like, whatever. I don't know what the opposite of it is.
Non-growth.
Non-growth.
So here's another thing is I know that you and Alberto really work too with your clients on nutrition.
Yeah.
And so how does the nutrition play a part with strength? Because when I think of nutrition and I think of personal trainers, I think of a lack of, like, eliminate, like removing foods rather than being able to enjoy them. And I noticed that a lot of your posts are about, like, actually, like, increasing the nutrition uptake and increasing your foods and enjoying your food.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of women make the mistake that food is the enemy and that you have to eat less of it to look a certain way. And you really don't. I'm a big proponent of balance, right? So I'm not a big proponent of very strict diets. You get your carbs, you get your treats. The best way to have a balanced diet is to actually allow and allot for treats in your life, right? So have a couple M&Ms, have a bite of cookie, all those things, having balance. So what we help people with in terms of nutrition is how to just properly fuel your body. Because if you are working out, whether it's strength training or cardio, if you're working out and you are not fueling your body properly, you're just contributing to your body's stress, right? And what's going to happen is that your cortisol is going to increase. That's going to increase your body's essentially resistance to using your food as fuel, and it's going to store it as fat, which is what we don't want. So the worst case scenario is to be working out more and eating less.
Okay. Good to know, because that, I feel like, is been the advice most of us have heard our entire lives.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's your standard, like, Western medicine advice. Your doctor will tell you, well, just, be more active and eat less. But that really, unless you're on the extreme end of things and you get zero activity and you're eating, a lot of food, most of us are not there, right? And most of us just need to have more balance and actually less stress in our lives to help our internal systems balance a little bit more.
Right. And then one other thing, like one question, and then I will do a closing, but when you're talking about this, all of a sudden I thought about how you have posted, which is always such a great reminder, about how actually the strength training and building that muscle is going to be more of a calorie burn, or is that the
There are a couple benefits to building muscle. So muscle does help to increase your metabolism. So 24 hours a day, you're going to be burning more calories than you would if, say, you went for a run. Because when you go for a run, you're only burning extra calories during that run, right? But the strength training, because you are building muscle takes more to maintain. So your body has to work harder throughout the day to maintain it. The other benefit to strength training and muscle is that muscle increases your insulin sensitivity, right? So the more insulin sensitivity you have, the better your body takes that nutrients and uses it for fuel rather than storing it as fat. So it's both of those things that you really want to do. And like we talked about, like in this, in our last little bit, is that not eating enough is going to contribute to that as well. So you have to really balance that out.
And like, would not eating enough, does that contribute to more muscle atrophy? Oh, okay. So then my sort of final question is, what is a great next step for somebody who's like, I do want to get fit, but I don't know where to start? Contact you.
So my best advice, like I said, like if you're intimidated to go to a gym, it's the same thing. So have a plan, right? Either grab a program from some person out there that you love. You can grab them from us. We've got them on our website. We also have an online coaching group. So that's something where basically it's like you have access to a personal trainer, but they're not with you at the gym, right? So you can come to us in our group and ask, hey, all right, what should I do about this and that, or this exercise is feeling weird, or I'm not sure how to use that machine. All those kinds of million questions that you have in the beginning. And it also comes with all like our workout programs and that kind of thing.
So you're like a trainer in their pocket.
Exactly. Personal trainer in your pocket. Right. Yeah.
Okay. And I am going to put for people who watch this, I am going to put all the information of how to reach Amelia, how to reach Alberto on there. But what is, like, do you have anything going on right now that you want to share or invest with?
Yeah. Well, so we have, like we said, our coaching group is relatively new. So that's something that we really are enjoying. You have access to all of our programs. There's 12 weeks of education that we go through, how to customize your training, how to customize your nutrition. And then you have access to us as your personal trainers in your pocket. And yeah, we're actually in the next couple of weeks going to be relaunching our workout program. So we've totally revamped them.
Ooh. So
if you want, bookmark our page and come check it in a couple of weeks, and we'll have those up. So that's really exciting.
Awesome. Anything else you want to share before we close up?
Just embrace being more, right? Stop trying to be less. Embrace your strength. I am kind of like have always been a naturally strong person, but spent the first half of my life trying to be something opposite of that. And when I finally just discovered, I'm like, you know what? I'm strong. I'm going to embrace it. It was really, really, it was life-changing and liberating. So, I highly suggest to get into that. Have some fun. Stop thinking about how you look and just go and have fun.
Well, because of you and the fact that you're always wearing those short shorts and you have a strong, beautiful side. Like I actually this year for the first time and who knows, like my whole life, wore shorts and just was like, woohoo! You know what? Their world.
Exactly. We've all got cellulite. We've all got dimples. We've all got fat. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're all human.
Exactly. Oh, Amelia, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for having me on. This was so much fun.